What's up, Blade fam? Today we're going to be doing a video here in the house. Now this is for somebody that's really busy and doesn't get a lot of time out to the skate parks or get out skating much, or if you're somebody that's just beginning grinding and you're making the locks but you're not holding for the duration of the grind or the obstacle that you are grinding. Before we get into that, I would like to thank all of you who have purchased the Acosta Blades wheel. We hit our goal. Thank you guys so much. If you're interested in getting a wheel or supporting the Acosta Blades family, the link will be below. You can order that at tougherwheels.com. We are also trying to figure out a way to get international shipping. I know some of you have reached out and said, hey man, what is up with this $35 cost on shipping? We are in the means of trying to figure that out, seeing if we can get the wheel into different shops in different nations. So we'll keep you updated. All right, so what are we doing today? I came up with this idea teaching my son on how to hold grinds a little while back, and now that I've got my little nephew Landon over at the Rolling Sloans, I wanted to share this technique that I kind of came up with on how to build stability, strength, and help you hold the grind or the balance point a little better. Without further ado, let's get into it. So all you need for this is if you have a practice rail. If you don't know what a practice rail is, I think Ricardo Lino has a great rail video where he puts together a P rail or a play rail, practice rail, in under like $20 to $30. You can construct this at home, get the parts together. If you have that, this video will really be useful for you. If you don't, maybe consider getting a rail or a practice rail, building one, and then we can move on from there. So when you're holding a grind, one part, you can break it up into three different parts, I guess. You could have the jump and the initial lock. So that would be kind of like phase one. And I think a lot of us get that part. We work at it, we start locking these grinds, but then part two comes in, which is holding the grind. How do we build the stability and the strength to hold the duration of the grind without really taking the risk of falls and injuries? Sometimes when I watch beginners skate, I see that they're making the effort, they're getting the locks, but then how do you get that strength? So I came up with this really cool idea. You can do this at home. It's really basic, but I know it works. My son went from not really understanding how to slide front sides, royales, and pretty much any grind that you guys can think of, and built the strength using this technique. I'll put a list below of what we used in it. Again, Ricardo Lino has a great video where he shows you how to construct a rail. I'll link that below in the description as well. So what is a practice rail? This is a practice rail. It's a very simple construction. You got a couple pieces of wood here and a piece of PVC pipe on there. I constructed this rail, or I should say my brother constructed this rail. I bought all the pieces and he just made me watch him put this thing together. We put this together in less than 20 minutes and it was for under $20. So the next thing you're gonna need is a fold-out chair or something like a broomstick, something that's gonna help you hold a point of balance. I use a fold-out chair, for example, something very simple like this. And so what you're gonna do, put the chair in front of you. Now before we do any of this and get the skates on, I'm gonna show you what we're doing. What we're doing is we're gonna pick a lock. So in this case, I've noticed my nephew Landon is learning front sides. You're doing great over there, man. I'm so proud of you. I hope this helps you hold the duration of that trick. So when you're in the front side, you're trying to hold this grind point and you really don't have much of a reference of it. So by placing the chair here, you're able to get into that position and hold, and say you're about to fall over, you can step off. Let's go ahead and get the skates on. So now we got our skates on. Again, let's stand in the front side position. If I remember right, Landon grinds to the right. So I'm gonna go and face this way. This rail is super slick. And I'm going to get into that position. Notice, Landon, that I can just place my hand here and put this hand up. Now the point of balance needs to turn a little bit. Now this can work with any trick, right? So say you're trying to learn something a little more advanced, like a Savannah. you can get into that position and learn the lock points in each boot and how to hold. Or if you're trying to learn soles, you can hold the chair here, and as you build that balance point, you let go and go back, let go. Or if you're learning switch grinds, I'm still trying to get the mobility in my left foot for the switch royales, so you can even just hold the chair as a point and get that boot down. And you can hang out, watch a skate video, watching a movie or whatever, and still be growing that strength in whatever tricks you want to do. Like I said, I'm working on switch boot tricks specifically, and switch front Savannah feels really weird. So I'm not even going to be worried about putting my hands up. I'm just going to get my boots down and hold, pushing down into the rail, getting that point of balance. Once you've developed some strength and stability, you can practice jumping off of it or just work on holding the trick. What does a topside mistrial feel like? I don't think you're just gonna go to a park and jump at an obstacle to figure that out. Or maybe you will, but I'm trying to create something or an environment where you can learn and experience what those grinds feel like without any risk of injury. So you can get into that position and hold. You've got your chair here for stability. This is just going to teach your body what the positioning is going to feel like. You've got Macchio, you can hold, find that balance point, let go. Really, the sky's the limit, right? The creativity point is kind of endless. You can go into any grind that you're wanting to learn and just practice holding for balance. Just getting that placement. Now, I know the Back to Blading community is working on the X grind for their community challenge. This is something that would help you with your stability. You can get 2 chairs or, 2 different points of balance, get into the grind, and just hold. So here I've got the top side foot in the front, the Macchio in the back, and I'm learning how to stabilize this grind. Now you can do it both ways, so this time we're going to go left-footed Macchio, fishbrain in the front. This can also help you with styling out a trick, like sweat stances. You can hold the chair out in front of you, get into a sweaty, and learn how to get down into that grind. Or anything really. This can also get you kind of associated with switch-ups. Now I haven't taught any switch-ups yet. That'll be hopefully as soon as the snow outside decides to melt. But say for example you're in star grind and you want to learn what star to royale feels like. So you're going to go star to royale. You see how that chair just helps me so I have a point of balance and I don't have to really worry about falling. But I'm still learning the movement. So, star, royale, alley-oop, star. This also helps you get comfortable in the position of the trick. When you're first learning, it might be the body position in and of itself is awkward. Acid grind is kind of like that, or negatives. I'm still trying to work on negatives on rails. And so by placing this chair here, I know I have a point of balance. I can hold, so negative acid. There we go. I'm holding. I'm building that stabilizer. That's all this is really doing, is just building the stabilization muscles and the association with the rail and the boot positioning. Leave a comment below and let me know what your thoughts are on this process, or if you have any other hacks or tips that can help a beginner learn how to hold grinds. I'm really curious on what you guys have created out there. Some of you guys who are experts in rollerblading may look at this like, what are you guys doing? But someone who's just beginning and just trying to get associated with rails or coping may find this useful. I hope this helps. You know, it did help my son learn and hold front sides and unities, and shoot, he even learned kind grind. Again, this is something that we just kind of made up, so I hope it helps. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you'd like to stay in touch with us at Acosta Blades. Till next time, keep the blade alive. Aloha.